The Newsday continues here on One News Now. I'm Charles Lejano. Inoculations during the 3-day national vaccination drive fell way below the 9 million target. So, in a bid to boost inoculation figures, some local governments are now making vaccinations mandatory. Mobile journalist Jacob Lazaro gives us the front seat to the story.
Bogged down by vaccine hesitancy and the threat of a new COVID variant, local government units have started enforcing mandatory vaccinations in their areas. Governor Mamintal Adyong said Lanao del Sur is considering passing an ordinance requiring residents to get jabbed.
Pwede naman kasi pwede naman natin dahil sa ordinance ng provincial government, ipabasa sa mga munisipyo para maging mandatory.
In Iligan, Mayor Celso Legencia issued an executive order preventing unvaccinated people from using public utilities or going to public places or transacting businesses with government. The health department is already backing these local moves.
Yes, that is the only way na magbakuna lahat kasi alam mo naman ang direktiba ng presidente, no one should be left behind.
Earlier, Interior Undersecretary Eduardo Año told LGUs they have the option to pass ordinances to impose mandatory vaccinations, Section 16 of the Local Government Code. States' local chief executives can use their powers to promote health and safety. Government's 3-day national vaccination push has fallen below targets, so far bagging only 5 million jabs out of the targeted 9 million. But the government still considers this as a win. As usual, daily average is less than 1 million. Lanao del Sur Governor Adyong says vaccine willingness in their area has improved but many are still hesitant.
Marami pa rin. Nakahayahan sabihin pero naniniwala pa rin sila sa mga fake news.
To combat this, the government has offered different incentives, making the day an employee got the jab a paid vacation leave. Problem is, for many people, it's more tempting to go to work on a holiday.
May mga feedback din na they work because it was double pay.
Government plans to make another vaccination push, with round 2 of the Bayanihan Bakunahan tentatively scheduled from December 15 to 17. Mobile journalist Jacob Lazaro, we are One News.
The Interior Department defends the decision of some LGUs to require vaccination among their constituents. Speaking on One News is the big story. Undersecretary Epimaco Densing said LGUs may pass such resolutions or ordinances under the local government code. But on a national level, Densing says proposals for mandatory vaccinations have just been filed at the lower house. The official explains lawmakers will be the ones to determine whether this move violates the Constitution.
A law is needed if you want everybody to be vaccinated. And that's why I'm saying on a piecemeal basis, depending on the appreciation of the local government units, they can pass by themselves respective ordinances as long as it does not violate Republic Act 525.
NTF Chief Implementer Carlito Galvez questioned the Philippines placing dead last in the latest COVID Resilience survey by Bloomberg. Galvez says the country's numbers are continuously improving, which is why he doesn't believe that the Philippines is still the worst country to be in as the Omicron variant takes over the world. But he said the government is shrugging off this ranking since it's not permanent anyway.
Kung worst place ang Philippines, bakit yung ibang country nagla-lockdown? Tayo wala tayong lockdown na ngayon, level 2 na tayo. So that's one tinatawag nating reality. Reality check lang tayo. Second, ilan na yun nandun sa natin sa mga critical care unit? Less than 30%. And then wala tayong na-overwhelmed na tinatawag natin mga hospitals. And then we are now getting boosters.
Senator Bongo has yet to formalize the withdrawal of his presidential bid. And while the lawmaker says his decision is final, some party officials remain hopeful that he'll change his mind. Mean Los Baños with a report.
Instead of heading to the COMELEC office in Manila to formally withdraw his presidential bid, Senator Bongo went to Mandaluyong instead. He visited fire victims in Barangay Barangka. This sparked hope within Federalismo ng Dugong Dakilang Samahan or PDDS President Greco Belhica that Go might reconsider his decision.
Nothing is final up to now until the paper has been submitted. So yan, nandito na ako. Hawakan ko na to para hindi na makapunta ng COMELEC. Biro lang, kidding aside. We really hope that, we go through it, we're willing to go through it and put up the fight.
It's not only Belhica. Supporters waited for Go outside the COMELEC office. But the president's longtime aide seems resolute. A day after announcing that he is backing out of the presidential race, Senator Go says he's now at ease with this decision.
Mixed feelings po. Peace of mind, meron. Pero sumasakit rin po ang aking dibdib dahil siyempre may mga supporters nating umaasa. As a matter of principle po, alam mo, kung ano na po yung sinabi ko kahapon, yun na po yung nasa sa loobin ko.
Go says he's in no rush to formalize his decision to drop out of the race. The National Executive Committee of the Kusi camp of PDP Laban said they respect Go's decision. Faction President Energy Secretary Alfonso Cusi says the party has to move. In a letter, PDP Laban Secretary General Melvin Matibag said they will still campaign for their candidates in the 2022 elections. He also called on members to stay loyal to the party's principles and aspirations. He said they will endorse candidates who are aligned to their fight against illegal drugs, corruption, and criminality. President Duterte, who has backed Go's presidential aspirations from the start, has yet to announce his new bet.
Ayaw kong pangunahan si Pangulong Duterte. Hayaan na lang po natin ang ating Pangulo kung sino yung napupusuan niya. At pagdating ng panahon, ay ako po isusuportahan ko po kung sino yung mapipili ni Pangulong Duterte.
Reporting for News 5, Mean Los Baños, we are One News.
After visiting the Caraga region, presidential aspirant Manny Pacquiao has returned to his hometown in General Santos City. Pacquiao is set to make rounds in Gensan later today. But during a press conference on Wednesday, Pacquiao said that he does not consider the administration as his enemy. However, they have yet to discuss politics after the withdrawal of Senator Bongo from the presidential race. During the event, Pacquiao also could not help criticizing the leader of the other half of PDP Laban, Energy Secretary Al Cusi.
Focus siya sa trabaho niya, huwag yung politika. Hindi man siya politiko eh. Huwag siya makialam masyado dyan sa ano. Kaya hindi mo, sinira niya yung, ginulo niya yung PDP, tapos wala namang nangyari.
The holiday spirit has arrived at Malacañang Palace. President Duterte led the Christmas tree lighting at the Kalayaan Grounds on the first night of December. The giant red tree is wrapped with twinkling lights, and on top of it is a bright star lantern or parol. The Philippine National Police also held their own ceremonial lighting of their lantern and Christmas tree at Camp Crame last night. PNP Chief Junardo Carlos hopes that during this holiday season, police personnel will remember their families, pandemic frontliners, and co-workers who lost their lives due to COVID-19 or while performing their duty. Carlos also wants the holiday lights to be a reminder of the bayanihan spirit for the PNP.
I want us to feel it's Christmas. Iwanan na ho natin ng konti yung pong pandemya. Habang tayo ay nakikita natin itong mga ilaw na ito, maalala po natin ang ating pamilya, maalala po natin ang magaganda nating pagsasama. So I hope it will remind us that as we perform our respective duties, we are caring, we are loving the Filipino people that we are serving in this country.
And if you want a different Christmas experience, you can spend the holidays at this new Christmas park in Mexico, Pampanga. Laila Pangilinan tells us all about it.
An hour-and-a-half drive away north of the metro was a 6-hectare Christmas park that is part of a posh village in Mexico, Pampanga. 250,000 Christmas lights, IG-worthy Christmas decors, carnival rides, bazaar, and food stalls await those who wish to savor the Christmas spirit in Lakeshore in Mexico, Pampanga.
We're actually a real estate developer, and then this one is lang part of our mission lang to let people enjoy a world-class community, a well-master planned community that anyone can enjoy. Taga Mexico, taga Manila.
Visitors may take a walk or ride in style in a motorboat to reach their desired destination in the park. This one-of-a-kind feature was made possible by architect John Brian Mangyo, who admits designing Christmas parks runs in their blood.
My dad was the designer of Pascuan Village sa Pampanga. So we always celebrated Christmas, no? So sabi nga namin this year, sabi namin para yung mga tao lang may pwedeng puntahan, lalo na dito sa Mexico, there's no other alternative for open spaces. So we had this place and it's by the lake. Sabi ko, it's so unique. No? So we, little by little, nagtayo kami ng Christmas park.
Physical distancing shouldn't be a problem at the park. There are plenty of open spaces, outdoor activities, and lush greens for everyone to enjoy. And to level up the standard health and safety protocols, their staff is also doing their share by being fully vaccinated and being swabbed once a week.
It's better to be safe na than sorry and lose this all again, diba? Sabi nga namin, our main goal is to limit people because we want to continue operating regularly para nakikita namin paano nag-enjoy yung mga tao eh.
The Christmas park has been a big hit since it opened last October.
Hindi kami na-disappoint. Kasi masaya eh. Maraming tao. Ngayon lang kami nakapunta ng ganito. Kami taga-Kanda pa. First time.
Mapasyal po sila. Open air naman po kasi, kaya sinama na po namin sila.
Your 50 pesos will go a long way from sunup until 11 in the evening. Lights open at 5:30 p.m. until January 31, 2022. For News 5, Laila Pangilinan. We are One News.
Here's a quick look at some of today's headlines. Dozens of balikbayans, as well as 3 foreigners from South Africa, are under monitoring amid the threat of the Omicron variant. The MMDA says they will begin penalizing number coding violators starting this afternoon. And those are the top stories at this hour. Join us again later at 10:45 a.m. as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. You can also catch One News on Signal Play. Register for a free account now at www.signalplay.com so you can stream One News live anytime and anywhere. I'm Charles Lejano. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We are One News.